This is in, on, and at for location, as explained by me, Kate Maven. I've been teaching for more than 30 years. Firstly, we use in when there are limits or boundaries to the space. You are inside a limit. In. So, for example, the students are in the classroom. The walls of the classroom are boundaries or limits to the space. The coffee is in the cup. The sides of the cup are a limit or boundary to the space. The books are in the backpack. The backpack itself represents a limit or a boundary to the space, and the books are inside that limit. I live in the GTA. So you live in a city or a region. Anything basically on a map has a boundary. So anything on a map you are in. Of course, this also applies to provinces, states, and countries. I live in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. We'll talk about in and on for transportation at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Okay, let's talk about on. We use on when you are talking about surfaces, regardless of the direction of the surface. So the wall is a surface, the floor is a surface, and the ceiling is a surface. Obviously, the apple is on the desk or on the table. But also the clock, the calendar, and even the thermostat are on the wall. The wreath is on the door. If there was a sign, it would also be on the door. The ceiling fan is on the ceiling. Okay, in or on? Let's try this. How about glasses? Well, we consider her face a surface, so they are on her nose. But because you are holding it, the phone is in your hand. This one surprises people. The ring is on her finger because her finger is a surface. But if you have pierced ears, what do you think? You guessed it. The earring is in your ear. And if you're wearing contact lenses, the contact lens is inside the boundaries of your eye. So the contacts are in your eyes. All right, sorry, but we have to talk about at. At is for one specific point or your destination. So, for example, the girl is at school because school was her destination. The teen is at work because work was his destination. The little girl at Halloween is at the door because this represents one specific point or one specific location. The family is at home because home, regardless of its type, is one specific place or location. These two people and their dog are at the park because the park was their destination. The dog is at the table. And when you're working on your computer, you are at your desk. So at your desk and at the table, because they each represent one specific point or location. One of the strange things you might find is when you go to the mall or you go somewhere like Costco, you are at Costco because Costco was your destination, even if you aren't inside. But how about once you go inside? Then what is it? Well, these people are in line in Costco or at Costco. Okay, now we'll talk about transportation. There's specific rules for in and on for transportation. I learned this from one of my students, believe it or not, that the basic rule about in and on for transportation is if you can walk inside, you are on the vehicle. So the children are on the bus. If you travel for work, you might be on the train. You're on a subway. You're on a tram, and you're on a streetcar. If you fly on an airplane. And if you go by water, you are on a boat. You're on a ship, you're on a sailboat, or you're on a ferry. Because you're on top, you're also on a horse, on a motorcycle, and on a bike. But if you can't walk inside the vehicle, you are in it. So, for example, you are in a taxi. You're in a car, in a van, or in a truck. Even though you can walk inside some helicopters, you are in a helicopter regardless of the size. You are also in a kayak, canoe, or rowboat because you cannot walk inside. But the boat is on the lake, on the sea, or on the ocean because the ocean is a surface. But you swim or wade in a pool, in a river, in a lake, or in the ocean. The man is in his car because he's inside, but he is on the highway, on the street, or on a road because highway, streets, and roads are surfaces. Okay, let's try some questions. I'm going to give you a picture, and I want you to look at the picture for 1 minute. I won't be helping you during that time. You can even stop the video if you'd like to practice trying in or on for the objects in the picture. Okay, here goes. Let's see how you can do. Are you ready for the answers? Okay, here goes. The bread is on the cutting board. The glass is on the table. The salt shaker and pepper grinder are on the table. The carrots and tomatoes are in the bowl. The meat, onions, olives, stuffed peppers, and cheese are on the charcuterie board. The top plate is on a placemat. The other plate is on the table. The spoons, forks, and knives are also on the table. The flowers are in a cup or a vase. The pickles are in a bowl. The syrup or booze, I'm not sure which, are in the bottle. The candle is on the table. How did you do? Google ESL, prepositions of place, in, on, and at, exercise to get more prepositions to practice. Okay, that's it. That's me. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching.